What is up, everybody? We still don't have a football intro, so you're going to get hit with a basketball intro until we have that ready, and you're just going to deal with it. But we're very excited to be back. Let's go.
Well, the top side streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
What's up, everybody? We're back. Excited for another little football week 4 rewind show. A lot to cover today. We're going to, the back half of the show, at the 30-minute mark, we'll dive into some of the NFL All Day stuff that happened. I know they just announced both the Monday Night Football Challenge and the End of the Week Challenge. But before we get to that, it's time to talk hoops. Our man Nick is joining us again from Athlete Studios. What's up, man? How are you doing?
Yo, what's up, Mike?
Dude, thanks for being here again. I'm also going to remind the people, I put it in the Discord, so you should have already been pinged. But if you look at our show notes today, you can find a link to the Athlete Studios store, and there's a promo code in there, HOLD15, for a little 15% off. So go check that out. We're also giving away a $100 gift card right now if you're one of our VIPs. So go in there. All you're going to do is like the post comment on the post that we had over the weekend, and we'll rip that up this afternoon probably, so get involved. But now that there was all that preamble, how's your weekend of football, man?
Oh man, I don't even know where to start this week. It was Bills game was great. The primetime game last night was great. Yeah. There was seeing Kenny Pickett come out. I think that was the right move. That was really exciting. Wasn't they didn't come back and win there, but you'll love to see the new kid get a shot. And I think I like his attitude afterwards in the press conference, and then Justin Jefferson, one of our guys, throwing down like he normally does. Ooh. In barn burner in London.
Dude, Jefferson, shout out London for finally getting something watchable. Like they got an exciting. I felt so bad. Kamara gets ruled out, Michael Thomas gets ruled out, Anthony Dalton returns, and I'm like, goodness, what's gonna happen? But the Saints kept it competitive, and Justin Jefferson, like, I wouldn't say he got off to a slow start, but all of a sudden he had like a monster stat line there towards the end of the fourth quarter. We got a jet sweep touchdown, a little bit of everything in that game. That was a fun one.
Super fun. And yeah, you love seeing even the way the stadium looks over there is cool. I'd love to get out to a London game sometime. Yeah. That seems like an experience. And I guess cool for us on the East Coast. It was fun to wake up at 9:30 and have football the whole day. So I'm looking forward to more of the London games.
Yeah, I feel like on average, the West Coast crew have like a better football experience where it's like, you don't even have to wait till 1, but then you still have an evening. But when there's a London game and we get that 9:30 start, that's really nice. I enjoy that quite a bit. The Kenny Pickett thing was awesome too, huh? Like he had like immediately put in a tough, like I think it was 4th and goal. I forget what it was where he like rushed in. He got a rushing touchdown, made a couple of like big throws early too. But man, that was, and like George Pickens too. Like I feel like we got our first like real sighting of him. I know he had that incredible catch last week, but was actually like used in the offense pretty. I think I saw something that he had like 9 of 14 targets or 6 of the 14 attempts that Pickett threw. he either had 6 or 9. I can't remember, but he had a lot of action coming at him, which was nice to see.
Yeah, you have to imagine they were getting a lot of work together, a lot of
Yeah.
the rookies on the team group together. So I was hoping Claypool would get a few more touches than he
I
did that
know.
game, because I know we're waiting. He's going to have 160-yard, 2-touchdown game at some
Yes.
point in the next couple weeks. So if he's definitely should be a sleeper on every, especially daily fantasy lineup.
There was a jump ball too, and I can't remember if this was during the Trubisky time or the Pickett time, but there was a jump ball that I
Yeah.
thought he was just going to come up over the top, and I think it ended up getting picked, but it looked like that was where Claypool usually eats too, like those big jump balls where he can just be huge.
He does, because he's either drawing a pass interference penalty, or I think in that case it looked like it was unintentionally underthrown by Pickett. Right. So when you got, like, I don't know, a 6'4" receiver like Claypool, usually better off overthrowing it. But a lot of what they did with Ben was, they'll throw a pass a little bit short and he can draw on that pass interference penalty. And that would be, I think, a huge, momentum for putting your rookie quarterback in for the first time. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do that, but I want to see Claypool get hit for a couple more deep balls, and I'm sure he will. I'd be surprised if they didn't start Pickett next week as well.
Oh, they have to. I mean, like, even you could feel the stadium was excited. Like, everybody was, even in that loss, I felt like Steelers were like, nah, that was good. Like,
yeah,
they felt like they were able to move the ball a little bit. That was, they have to. I would be stunned if they went back to Mitch. I would be. God.
Yeah. Hey, little side quest on the UFC real quick.
Yeah.
Did you see Mark Zuckerberg cage side in the UFC Apex? He rented out, I think, the whole arena, or they closed off the whole arena for him. You got to check that out. That was funny.
I did not see that. I did see someone bought his like childhood baseball card for $105,000 or something like that. It's like, what the hell are we doing? I guess I mean, like, maybe if it was college, I'd give it to him, but this is Little League, man.
The Little League one, I know. I guess it came with the physical card at least, but that's super funny. Yeah, he was cage side next to Dana White during the fight, and it wasn't a big blockbuster fight, but it was interesting. I guess he's been training MMA and training surfing in Hawaii. So
I did see that. That he was training.
Just a goofball, man. He's got a big company to run.
That's throwaway money. Like, that means you have throwaway money. But listen, hey, if my Little League card just sold for $105,000, maybe I'd have my own section at a UFC fight too.
Oh, for sure.
I'm trying to think of, you mentioned the Bills-Ravens game too. I thought that was such a weird game. I thought it was going to shoot out. I know the weather wasn't like great, but I thought when the Ravens got off to a hot start, I was like, oh, the Bills are just going to be throwing the rest of the game. This is going to be like this final score is going to be like what the Seattle-Detroit game was going to be, or ended up being. And then, I mean, the Buffalo defense just shut them down the entire second half. We haven't seen anyone slow Lamar down all season, and especially with Buffalo still being so dinged up on the defensive side. I thought that was really impressive.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I freeze up?
No, I can hear you. Yeah. It was a great game. Okay. And can you hear me all right?
Yeah. You said, you froze up for a second. I thought it was on my end, but you're good now.
Yeah. A lot of our team at Athlete Studios, upstate New York. So we're always rooting the Bills. I know we had a couple people at the game. Last night, which was a great game to be at if you were a Bills fan.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it shows, the Bills can make adjustments. They've got a great coaching staff and great leadership. Not that the Ravens don't, but you sleep for a minute and those games, the Bills can put up 21 points in one quarter. So It was, their Super Bowl odds probably went up after that win to see, that was like a playoff, caliber performance in week 4 of the season. So excited to see more from them.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I think if you're a Ravens fan, you don't of course you want to win the game, but you don't feel bad. Like, the Ravens are still really good. I think that's, for me, looking at what happened yesterday, it's like the Chiefs, Ravens, and Bills, and then everyone else in the AFC at least. I mean, that game last night, it's just, Yeah, that's not fair. Like what the Chiefs are doing, and the Chiefs ran. I forget what the final number was, but they like ran the ball, which I didn't think anybody could do against Tampa, and they made all of their running backs look good.
Yeah, I'm glad all they signed Mahomes to that deal,
I
and
know.
we have him endorsing the product because that. And it was funny. They even put a stat in last night that I think Mahomes, at the current rate he is, would still have to be 39 by the time he passes Tom Brady's passing yard
Oh
career stat
wow.
number. He averages over 300 yards per game. But yeah, uh, great couple games with Brady, seeing him square off against Rodgers, seeing him square off against Mahomes. I feel like, if they don't have a winning record halfway through the season, I feel like it might be better for him to just
Just hang it up.
make Giselle happy and go home.
Just go home. I know.
Yeah.
It was nice after seeing that Green Bay game last week. I was just thankful that he had his wide receivers back because that was really a tough watch against Green Bay, and for him to actually have like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and then Godwin had that like weird injury where it looked like we were never going to see him again, and then he was
Yeah.
back in 2 plays, which was nuts. But yeah, I still think Tampa's going to be fine. I think that might just be because I don't know if anybody really stands out in the NFC, so I feel like they're still okay, and maybe just we learned
Yeah.
Kansas City was really good. Except I don't want to feel like all the Philly fans are going to come. The like the Eagles might never lose a game. Are they just going to win all of them? They look incredible.
Yeah, we might have a couple big athletes dropping on the Eagles soon. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited to, are they the only undefeated team left at this point? I think they might be,
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would have thought that? Them, and then, even the Giants were 3-0 going into yesterday, I think.
Oh, they had lost to the Cowboys, but then won.
Oh, they did.
They won, but I mean, the NFC East, which I think everybody we're
Yeah.
so used to making fun of. You have Cooper Rush and the Cowboys 3-1. You have now Saquon Barkley, Wildcat quarterback of the New York Giants. They're 3-1. The Eagles are 4-0, and then Washington will probably be playing, and then they're going to get relegated, I think, at this rate. But yeah, the NFC East, I would have never guessed. And I don't know how real the Giants are, but they're winning.
Yeah, it's great to have. I mean, even the Jets were 500 again.
Right?
We got 3 winning teams in New York, so it's more exciting, I think, when those teams are competitive. It sucks when the Jets and the Giants both have a bad year, because that's probably like 30% of all the football fans that there are. So it's great to see when they're competitive, and the Jets, even, that game, they showed a lot of resilience against Pittsburgh. I don't think they're going to be a 2-15 team this year. I think they could be competitive, maybe not playoffs, but they could definitely go 500.
Yeah, I mean, like Zach Wilson looks good, like at times there, and I mean the Pittsburgh defense is legit, right? It's not like they were running down the Lions' throats or anything. Like that's a legit defense that they had to score on to win. Yeah, the New York energy. I'm in New York, and like everybody's walking with a little bit more swagger. They have Aaron Judge hitting home runs. They're trying to forget about the Mets. And then both football teams are what are they, like 5-3 combined? And I don't know when the last time that's happened. I probably since when Eli was good. So a while ago.
Yeah, and add Aaron Judge to that too. It is good.
Yeah.
It's like how Boston was 5 years ago. Well, maybe we don't have championship teams yet in the other sports, but you definitely get that vibe, and it's more fun for us in New England. You're from New England too.
Yeah.
It's more fun when those teams are competitive. So I always look forward to that.
As a New England person, it's tough right now. I mean, we were getting excited by someone I'd never heard of before, Zappy, and then you've got the Boston Celtics just imploding. The Red Sox quit in July. But again, it's like really hard to complain about it because of how successful we were for so damn long. The other game, I feel like, is Geno Smith. Is Geno Smith good? Is that what we learned? Geno's good?
I think so. I think he's legit. I mean, it's another division that's up for grabs. So like the Steelers and Ravens division, I forget off the top of my head, but I think he could be. I only caught a little bit of that game, but
yeah. I mean, I'm seeing we the people in the chat who I know went wild yesterday in the DraftKings and FanDuel streets. And in the morning, he was like, "You got to play Geno today." He's like,
Yeah.
"Geno, DK Metcalf, Rashad Penny." I mean, that entire offense just cooked. And the poor Detroit. I feel like Detroit was jacked up this year. You know, coming off Hard Knocks, everybody's excited, and now are still 1-3.
I know. And Detroit, yeah, our guy Amon Ra,
Oh, I know.
tough. So many close games, especially I'm a Cardinals fan, so you love to see the Seahawks lose, but just another barn burner. Yeah, looking at the stats now, Geno, I mean, he over 300, two
Yeah.
touchdowns. It wasn't. I bet Mahomes put up. I didn't see how many. I forget how many passing touchdowns he had, but for the cost, I'm sure Geno was on DFS.
Yeah, he was
I
super cheap.
I bet, yeah, you could have crushed it. Who else had big was top of the fantasy leaderboards?
I
Had to
think
be
it was all
Mahomes.
from that game. So I think the person who won the Millie yesterday had
Yeah,
he had Geno, DK. I can't remember if he had Penny and I think Lockett, but from the Lions side, he had Jamal Williams and TJ Hawkinson and maybe like a third guy too. Like it was just a full on game stack of that. Um, which is just
yeah,
it's just crazy that, and I mean, again, they had a high total. They were also not in one of those weather situations, so it made sense. But I think what's kind of crazy, and I know you can't really compare records because they're having different schedules, but the Seahawks are 2-2, and the Broncos are 2-2. That like Russ losing again to first to Seattle and then to the Raiders. I mean, Denver just must be losing their mind right now.
Oh, definitely. And it is, yeah, those big shootout games like that, those are the games you dream for in DFS because a lot of times the new players coming in, you think you pick the team who's going to score the most points.
Mm-hmm.
But if a team gets up by 3 touchdowns, they're running the ball the whole time. And
Right.
your quarterback's probably going to be, 3 touchdowns, maybe over 300 at max. But when you have a game like that where they're both putting up and passing, that's how that's how I was successful DFS at least. And then
Yeah.
Russ Wilson, I mean, plenty of time to come back. That team will continue to be competitive this year. It's I wouldn't worry too much. I think all around the NFL, it's nice that there are divisions where everyone is like 2-2 or close to that, and a lot of the teams are competitive. I'm sure that's good for the NFL and the fan bases as a whole because you
Yeah.
hate to be 0-4 and then you're not really engaged the rest of the season. But it looks like there obviously a couple teams at the top of the pack, but a lot of teams are going to be competitive and their fans will be engaged,
Yeah.
up until the end of the season.
Oh, especially too with the seventh, like that seventh wild card too, where I think, or the seventh playoff position. Because
Yeah.
you're right, you're going to see it is going to come down to the wire. I think with a lot of that. But yeah, and I feel like this week too, we finally start, not finally as in a positive, but we're starting to get hit with the injury bug a little bit more too.
Mhm.
I mean, we don't have to talk about it. Obviously, the Tua situation's not great. But then Javonte went down, and they are pretty nervous that the Javonte from Denver is going to miss like a considerable amount of time. I know Jonathan Taylor's got a Thursday night game this week, which I think is like Col- I don't even remember who the Colts are playing. It might be the Broncos actually. And that's so Jonathan Taylor might be missing time. We just saw what we were talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown, like he's down, but hopefully back next week. So we're starting to get hit with the injury stuff, which sucks, both just for the game, but also for fantasy. So hopefully that's limited a little bit. But the Javonte one was really tough.
Yeah, that's always super tough, and this is the time of year where the teams that have the depth are going to step up and be successful. I'm excited. I love. It sucks when someone like DeAndre Hopkins is out for the
I
first
know.
6 weeks, but it's also great to kind of sandbag your season, and then if you can come out 4-2, and then you're coming with healthy DeAndre Hopkins, I think those I've got to go back and look and see which teams are going to have big players coming back over the next few weeks. But
Yeah.
that could put a lot of teams in position to be successful from week 10 through the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals definitely stand out because the Cardinals finally play the way they needed to play. They beat a team that they should have beat. And if you look at their loss, Kansas City, they're just as much, in the hunt as any of the teams in that division. And
Right.
I'm biased because I'm a Cardinals fan, but again, I love we've got the team's going to be stacked towards the end of the year, and when
I
AJ
mean,
Green's
yeah,
healthy.
I totally agree. Like, I think because the game against Carolina was kind of gross. Like, that wasn't a fun one to watch. I don't think. Like, that was a real slog fest. But again, like winning games like that is going to be so important down the stretch. And even you think about that Raiders game where that overtime, that was just like that weird Kyler like backyard football approach that like squeaked out another W. But you're right. If they are all of a sudden, because you got Rondell Moore back this week, and if all of a sudden, like you said, 4-2, 3-3, whatever, and DeAndre's back and then the offense gets going. Because it feels like that offense should just be scoring 35 points a game. And I mean, I guess you should speak to it as a Cardinals fan. That's got to be so tilting because I'm like looking around, I'm like, you guys are too good. You guys need to be scoring more points.
Yeah, it's leveled out since the beginning of the year. I think the first 2 games, they didn't have a touchdown in the first 6 quarters, or it was something along the lines of that. But I think that the team can, and they'll take advantage of, the other teams in the division
Yeah.
we'll see. I think learn a lot tonight from the game, the San Fran versus Rams game.
That's going
And
to be a fun one.
as those teams match up, I'm kind of pulling for the 49ers in this one. But the Cardinals, I mean, Marquise Brown and Kyler Murray, they have a lot of experience with each other in college. So it's not like there's chemistry issues. I think they're always competitive and, one score away from winning the game. Honestly, the coaching of the team, I think a lot of in the previous years is what's really been a difference in some of these games coming down the line, either not trusting, Kyler or the offense in certain situations. Because Kyler's a playmaker and he's, as versatile. He can make those plays, the, free throw shot that Mahomes had yesterday in the end zone.
Yeah.
He's capable of making those same plays, but you got a college coach coming in, a new quarterback. And I think they're getting settled in with his new contract and have more of a, long-term strategy for how they're going to win games and play their offense. But I think the Cardinals are, again, extremely biased as much of a contender in anyone in that division.
No, I mean, I think so. I don't think anyone really in the NFC. I don't think anyone's really separated themselves outside of the Eagles. And then even when you look at who the Eagles have played, I mean, I think that Jaguars one was pretty impressive, but that NFC feels wide open. And I think a lot of people have written the Cardinals off just from what we've seen previous years, where you get off to this hot start and then fall apart. But I think you're right. If they are like 3-3, 4-2, and especially if the NFC West stays like relatively even. Yeah, I mean, I want Kyler to just be awesome. So I like root for him so hard. Anybody that's short, I'm like on board with. So that's kind of where I land. But yeah. Is it sorry, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I was saying all these next generation guys like Lamar, Kyler, you love watching them play. And then you have people like, I mean, even Josh Allen, you could say is the same. He's just 6'4" or 6'5". He's just a lot bigger. But yeah, it's kind of a new generation phasing out with Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, but or the old generation. But the new generation is just exciting. I think it's a little bit more. There's a lot of teams that are competitive, which makes it fun.
I think, there's just a lot of good play right now. Was there anybody else from your squad, from the Athlete Studio side of things that like popped off yesterday or had some moments? I know Jefferson was the one that stood out, and he gets to do it all by himself because there's no other games going on, which is always fun.
Yeah, you love that when they show off in the primetime games like that. The Jets winning was big. We've launched a NFT project with one of the Jets offensive linemen, Laken Tomlinson.
Oh, right.
And they're giving away, we call it victory donuts, after every Jets win. So that campaign has already gone, well according to plan for the Jets, and that's always super exciting. We may be getting a big brand involved with them as well.
I'm sharing screen right now and pulled up the Victory Donuts, so you can see this at victorydonuts.com. And this is the there we go. Love to see that.
Yeah, we got all the Victory Donut NFTs. Yeah, and Laken's such a bright guy. He's fun to work with. and potentially a big brand sponsor getting involved with this campaign.
That's
We
awesome.
want to start to implement that in more of our projects, even pushing the all day team to do stuff like this where we can offer rewards or discounts or gift cards from other brands
Mm-hmm.
and promotion to their audience as a way to collaborate with it. Because how great would it be to have like a national donut or breakfast food chain be promoting this out to their
Yeah.
mainstream audience, kind of pulling people in? And it's not, NFT moments or video moments like NFL All Day, but as far as getting more people into the ecosystem of Web3 in a fun and engaging way.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of these small projects are going to help accomplish that, and getting brands involved in a way where they're not hedging their whole brand on this NFT project,
Right.
like flopping or failing. It's like fun. Lakin's going to do it anyway, and it's
Right.
going to be fun for fans and like your customers to engage. So that's we called that I call it our number one sleeper project this season, because I know if the Jets do go playoffs and go on a run, that the upside for that is higher than any other thing we have going, because the expectations were so low.
Right, right, and for that to be tied specifically with wins would be a lot of fun. So that is pretty cool. And dude, who knows? I mean, outside of the Bills, the AFC East is like wide open. So I know the Dolphins look awesome, but you don't know like if Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback from here on out. And yeah, you don't know. You don't know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
do we have a update on Tua as far as like severity or timeline, or
I believe the only thing I've seen is that someone lost their job within the Miami medical team. I think it was whoever
Sure.
I guess they skipped a lot of red flags or whatever, like clearly. And so that person is no longer there, but I don't think we've seen anything else since then. And I'm sure the NFL's like hoping no information comes out and that people talk about other stuff instead. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, right. If like the Patriots are starting like me at this point at quarterback, they don't have anybody out there. And then you've got Miami with Bridgewater, which I'm sure will still be competitive, but that definitely lowers the ceiling, I think. And now you get Zach Wilson back. The Jets have a lot of fun weapons. The defense is solid. Like, I don't know. I can see them sneaking in there.
Yeah, now, I mean, especially after this past week, if you could beat, the Steelers at what Mike Tomlinson's had, I think 11, it was in the double digits of consistent seasons with winning records. It was
Yeah.
overtime. I think it was either 11 or 15.
Yeah.
So to beat that team is, says they're legit this year. And then with what happened in Miami, yeah,
Yeah.
could definitely slide in. I've got to look at Miami's schedule and see what they have coming up. But I think best case scenario, couple weeks concussion protocol, he comes back. That seemed pretty gnarly, whatever was happening.
That's
So,
God.
we hope he's okay. But
Yeah.
if he does come back in a couple weeks, then it could be another like sandbag situation like the Cardinals, where they're 5-1 and then we get
Hmm.
Tua back healthy, and then he can
Smooth sailing.
smooth sailing the rest of the year.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. I like when it feels. I mean, again, I think Kansas City and Buffalo and Baltimore seem a little bit better than everybody else, but there seems to be a lot of parity right now, which is super fun. So I'm enjoying it. I want to highlight the link too in our show notes again. So go ahead if you guys want to check it out. The Athlete Studio store. You can see it's roster.athlete.studio, and if you use your promo code HOLD 15, you can grab 15% off. So go poke around there. And we're gonna keep doing this every Monday. I appreciate you coming on. I want to make sure did we hit most of or anything that you needed to get out there?
Yeah, we've got some other exciting stuff priority this week that I can't share yet, that hopefully by the time next week or the following week I'll be able to share. But I think if it'd be cool to maybe get the team hold involved in some t-shirt design ideas too, because
Love
we're
that.
talking about doing like, and it's always sunny themed for a couple of our Philly guys. Halloween's coming up, so there's always some fun stuff to riff on. So maybe next time I'll come to the table with a couple of concepts
Oh,
and
I love it.
bounce some ideas off you, because this is the fun part of the year where basically we tell our team like every movie, every pop culture reference, like let's rip that off and make a t-shirt that's super fun for athletes to wear when they're going down the tunnel, or
Yeah.
even a lot of times we'll have the like news anchors and sportscasters buy the merch and wear it. If we get, that's kind of the bar we want to get, where it's so cool that those people want to wear it on air. And then we'll maybe next week we'll bounce some of those t-shirt design ideas off you.
No, I love that. I love that. And if you guys sign Zappy, let me know. I'll work on some Zappy merch for you guys for our third string new Tom Brady.
I don't know if anyone's going to be promoting merch in the Patriots locker room.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh man, dude. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and excited to get you back here on Monday.
Sounds good, man. Talk to you later.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Shout out Nick from Athlete Studio again. Again, look at the show notes. You can find the link right there. Promo code Hold15. Also, if you are VIP, we're giving away a $100 gift card to use at that store. So all you got to do, if you are VIP, you've probably already seen it. You just got to comment on one of the posts. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll show you what it looks like so you can see it. Because it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot stuff. Let me share that screen. Hold on. And just so you can see what it's looking like over here. Bang. So there you go. Want a chance at a $100 gift card to the Athlete Studio Store? Let's go. Comment on this post. This is VIPs only. We've got 64 entrants. So if you're not a VIP, sign up now. At the end of the day, we're going to pull it. So go check it out. Again, shout out Nick for coming on. Nice to have guests. You know what I mean? It's nice to have a guest. All right, let's NFL All Day announced some shit. So let's go see what that shit is. We've got 2 challenges that went live. I'm sure you've already bought the moments, and it will be my time to buy the top. So let's go look at upcoming. We had both the Monday Night Football and the end of week go live. Let's view the challenge. So here we go. This is for Monday Night Football. 1 moment of the QB with the most rushing yards. So that's Jimmy G or Matty Stafford. It's going to be negative yards. That's going to be the best part about this. It's going to be negative yards. All right, here we go. 1 moment of any running back, wide receiver, or tight end who scores a rushing or receiving tutty. 1 moment of any player with the most receiving yards. 1 all-day debut moment from the winning team. Must be designated Rams or Niners. Wild cards. Fans may use any legendary Rams or 49ers moment. There you go. There's your wild card. And then when we go look at the end of the week. Let's see. End of the week challenge. I saw Nick Chubb sold, of mine. So here we go. 1 moment of the QB with the most combined touchdowns, passing, rushing, and receiving. 1 moment of the running back with the most combined touchdowns. 1 moment of the wide receiver with the most combined touchdowns. 1 moment of the tight end. And then 1 moment of the defensive line, defensive blah, blah, blah. Wild card. Fan may use any rare or legendary moments from players from the team who scored the most touchdowns in week 4. So I imagine, is that the Seahawks or the Lions? Or you may use a wild card in each, in every slot. If multiple teams have tied for the most, okay. So here we go. Chubb the dub. I'm out on the challenge this week. 3 out of the 4. You still holding that Goff? No, I'm not holding the Goff. I'm not holding any of the shit that I could use. So there you go. That's good news. This is going to be the first week, I think. This is going to be the first week, I think, where it's a little bit trickier, right? A little bit trickier for some of these challenges we saw. Rashard Penny made stuff a little bit more challenging. Let me go see if On the Moment has the flash challenge, or if it's got the challenges live. Before I share screen, let me see what it looks like. Let me check the flash challenge terminal. That's Sunday slate. So no, I don't. That's the Sunday slate challenge. So they don't have is there a way is that a drop down? No, I don't think it is. Maybe it's just under challenges. Let's see. No, it's not. It's not. Okay. Yeah, guys, I don't buy Goff, get cheap, rare wide receivers, snagged Goff after the dip. So guys, this might be kind of the time. I think I probably don't get to 100 yards this week. I think right now, if we go look at my playbook, I'm not going to be able to complete the Sunday challenge. So if we look at my playbook, I'm at 35 yards. I've got 15 coming in hot from the 15 coming in from, what is it? From last night's challenge. So that'll get me to 50. Let's say the Rams win because I picked the Rams. That gets me to 60. I've got 2 more yards from the daily visit plus the week 4. So that's 70. And I don't, so I would need to do both of those challenges. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. I don't think I'm going to be able to get there. So there we go. Which I think is fine. I think this will be one of the first times people get a little feisty. Eric says, when is the next pack drop? Eric, I bet you it's next week. I bet you we get information this week about it coming next week would be my guess. I don't have any of that confirmed, but that would be my guess. That's where I'm landing, though. That's where I'm landing. How many? What are people doing? I see the people said I'm going to make it to 3-star. How many people are going for the 5-star this week? The old hundo. I guess if you've been sitting on some rares, if you get that Swifty Poo and some Jared Goffers and stuff like that, or the pennies, you should be good. Also, you should know you work for Dapper, guys. That's been coming up a few times in Discords and Twitters. I just want you to know I've been paid 2 times by Dapper. 2 times I've been paid by them. Both times were with Pete Overzet, and that's when we were doing the trivia thing for a Q. Those are the only 2 times I've ever been paid. I did not get paid for Vegas. Don't let anyone trick you on that. Need to guess right tonight and complete the last 2 challenges for 100, but if I need Goff, I'm toast. Yeah. I knew you were kidding, Eric. I knew you were kidding. 100 for Artemis, 100 for Jimmy Peacocks. So there we go. I was paid in Dapper jump shoot. I'm out. I don't know. I kind of want to do it. I got to see how much Dapper I'm sitting on. Actually, I'm going to see that right now. Am I still sharing screen? I don't want you stealing my money. 5 for both you and the wifey, says Feldman. Okay, Felds. I think I'm sitting on like 50 Dapper dues. So if I have, exactly 50. Wow, good guess by Z. Yeah, so I'm going to see what we got. Eagle Putt's getting 80. Zax is getting 5 most likely. Lucky to use my 1 Lego in place of a penny. Brady debut in place of a rare last night. And DK Metcalf in place of a Goff. There you go. You got a path to 100, says Garen. All right. Path to 100. Penny pays off. Let's also go look at OTM Rumbles as well. I want to see. I speaking of Penny, though, I will say, this is good. A lot of people, I think we're seeing, right, and I wonder if All Day did this on purpose, but I think a lot of times when we see these gross bottlenecks for like a Sunday slate or a Thursday night slate, you're like, shit, I'm paying $150, $180, $250 for 15 yards. This sucks. I think what we're going to see, especially when it's an offensive player, and you can't bank on this isn't financial advice, but I think what we're going to see is a lot of those players will be used a second time, right? We've seen it happen a few weeks in a row now where, like, hey, if your running back makes it in the Sunday challenge, there's like and was one of the top performers, there's a pretty good chance they're going to finish in the end of the week challenge as well. So when you're thinking of like Rashad Penny going for 150 and 2 touchdowns on one of the highest scoring games of the week or of the season so far, there's a good chance he's going to be used again, right? So it kind of softens the blow. Not every time, but it softens the blow a little bit on some of those buys, I think. Tom says wild cards really keep bottlenecks from spiking hard too. Yeah, which is kind of nice. I think that's kind of nice. Some people may disagree. Some people probably want to see it like really wild out, but I'm not of that mindset. Anyways. I want to pull up Rumble and see how the people did in the Rumble streets this week. I was off to a decent start, and then the Ravens game really shit the bed. I had a lot of Lamar Jackson. But I know we still have, what's kind of fun is we still have a lot to pay attention to tonight, right? Because I think Cooper Kupp's probably one of the more popular wide receiver plays, although maybe not, because everyone seemed to Tyreek Hill, and then you got Jefferson, all like, so that was 31, 25, 25, right? So it's like 80 some odd points before the Sunday slate even started, which is impressive. NFT News and Drop says, do you think Seattle Rares that are no longer Seattle would count? Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, John Hickey says top 100 in Rumble. There you go. Let's take a look at Rumble. So as you can see, I finished 3,000, although it's still loading. I got to 111 points. I actually really liked my lineup. I have no issues with the build. Jonathan Taylor sucked. He ended up with 4 points, but so I basically was like, I'm playing one of Taylor or McCaffrey. I played Taylor. I knew I was playing Eckler. Eckler went ham bone with 34 points. Lamar started off great and then sucked. Cooper Kupp still to go. Diggs had a bad game. But again, I went Lamar, Andrews, Diggs, hoping to build that way. Jefferson, and then Dallas D. Right now in first place, right? We got 210 points. C Blue, Orange C went Mahomes, Kelsey stack, threw in Eckler as his hero. And then Christian McCaffrey with 25. You get Devontae Adams there, who squeaked in. Derrick Henry with 23, Philly defense. So he's going to lead. He's at 210. Let's see how far do we have to scroll? So the Jesus right here is down by 9. He's down, was 210. What's that? 18 points, down by 18 points. Who does he have left? Cooper Kupp, 18 with Cooper Kupp left. My man, I think my money would be on the Jesus. The Jesus needs to get to 18. Let's see if anybody's got more than 60 minutes left of PMR. The Jesus is taking this down. Simmer at 181. My guess is he's got Cooper left. I want to scroll. Yeah, Cooper's left. I want to see how far down we go until someone has 120 PMRs left. But my guess is most of these are all Coop City, bitch. Coop City, bitch. That's what it's looking like. So unless this game goes absolutely bonkers, like no one's got two guys going. Everybody's down to one here, which makes sense, right? Because really, I think the only playable guys from tonight are going to be Cooper Kupp, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, or George Kittle. And we're not seeing that. So that's going to take it down. But I like the little correlation. Mahomes only 1% as the hero, 5% total. CMC was under 20%. Derrick Henry was 10%. Cooper Kupp is at 44%. So Cooper's popular. Jamar Chase at 6. Hawkinson was the real steal, right? For almost a 40 burger at 5% ownership. Justin Jefferson, guys, what the hell are we doing? Justin Jefferson only at 22% after already putting up 31 points. Okay. What are we doing here? I want to see too, like how many, because everyone was like, you just got to plug in Tyreek and T Higgins and move on because those are free squares. I wanted to see if those are mostly up here at the top. Let's see, like Ace John. What's Ace John, who finished 5 points behind Sea Blue Orange? Yeah, just threw in Higgins and Hill. Tyreek Hill rare too. That really helps at 32 points. That really helps there. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice there. We like to see that. But yeah, good stuff. What else you got? Chat says lock in one moment from the QB with the most combined touchdowns or any rare or legendary moment from. Yeah, so you could probably from the yeah, I don't know if it's I would ask in the Discord. Because I don't really know. Yeah, it was a fun week of football. I 2 weeks in a row of just me getting my ass kicked in the GPP streets. So it's been a little bit frustrating. I didn't really have fun. Also, it was like high tilt yesterday because I was in traffic for most of the day. I think we were driving during most of the football. So I was like, I had like the red zone in the ear listening a little bit, but to be doing poorly and also losing just kind of sucked. I mean, and also be in traffic, Yeah, I know I can use my Swift Rare. Thank you. Thank you. I actually don't know if I still have the Swift Rare because I sold some stuff to buy some stuff last week, and I don't know. I can't remember if Swift was in that world. But yeah, tough couple of weeks here in the fantasy football world. I mean, I even lost like season long best ball, like everything went down. It was not a fun day. Sunday was not a fun day, but last night's game was fun, and I didn't have any dollars on it, so that helped too. I just got to enjoy it, and I will stay that path tonight too. Just enjoy the football game. I do think the Rams win, but I feel like the 49ers defense is still pretty legit and can hang with them. It's all going to come down to stopping Cooper Kupp, which he just seems open all the time. So I don't know what we're going to do. Good. Do you guys have anything else? No DFS. I think I'm not going to play DFS tonight. I think I'm just going to, my tail's between my legs, guys. I just have not I've got my ass kicked so bad. All right. The OTM challenges are live. Let's go back to Own the Moment. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to the challenges. Is it under Flash Challenge or active? Sunday night, Sunday slate, stoppers. All right, let's go to Flash Challenge terms. All right, Monday night. Waiting all day for. All right, so we still don't know that. I do have 2 Jimmy Wards. There you go. That's the Monday night. So Jimmy G. Okay, cool. What about receiving? I mean, I feel like I'm going to have most of those. I wanted to look at the end of the week, though. I guess they can't really post the end of the week stuff until the end of the week stuff happens, I know. What a coward. Lesson learned. Stop. I just want to take the day off, guys. I just want to take the day off. All right, 2 weeks, just getting kicked in the dick. I want to take a week off. And it's not even a week off. It's Monday night, and I'm still probably going to play. All right? Everybody relax. I feel like I'm slipping into Bill Burr. All right? Just relax, okay? Okay, you guys. Oh, no, I'm not going to. We're going to stop doing that. It's also kind of nice, like, to not play last night felt good because you still had the all-day sweat, you know? I still had some all-day sweats. Yeah, we do need a mental health check. Let's do a mental health check. Let's talk about some HJs. I'm sorry this didn't come with a hand job. I just don't think it's included in the airdrops. That's stylistically, that's tough to include that in an airdrop. God, what a good mustache, right? What a good mustache. All right, listen, I might wrap up here. It's Monday. It's cold in my apartment. I need to shut some windows that I think might still be open. But do you guys have anything else that we need to hit before we wrap up? Definitely check the show notes again to see the Athlete Studio store. Use that promo code. We don't even get anything for that, okay? That's just like, hey, listen, if you want 15%, crush it. Do have some other exciting news coming up about the NBA season that I'm very excited about, that we'll start rocking with that soon. Charger. Yeah, my Ember is charged. I am going to be having some afternoon coffee. I am. I'm looking forward to it. Smash the damn like. Jeb gets it. Yeah, I think we might just call it a day, guys. Look at us. 2 shows in the chamber already. Tomorrow morning, we're back for some basketball. Wednesday, basketball, football. Talk about the UFC scandals. You know what? I didn't read enough about it, Stan. All I know is there seemed to be a bug in the system, and some an unusual number of champions moments were going to the same place. It seemed like UFC addressed it, but as Jeb said privately, which I hope he's okay with me sharing publicly, you're not really a Dapper product unless something like this happens. So it's good that UFC can like enter the big leagues of NBA Top Shot NFL All Day, right? Unless we get some weird randomization. Like, how do I know you're a Dapper product unless you don't have a weird randomization thing happen, you know? Popped its cherry. Welcome to Dapper Sports. So I think we can say that. Please check in with the judge. He was in his field yesterday. Yeah, I thought I listened to a lot of that Tandy episode. I thought it was good. I thought that was a good show. Shout out to Judge. Shout out Tandaruni. Shout out to anybody still doing NBA Top Shot content, TBH. So give Tandy some love. But yeah, you guys should go back and check that. I thought there's some weird stuff. Top Shot Twitter is bizarre today. Like, everyone's like, see you later, crypto bros. Finally, the basketball fans are here. Well, breaking news, the basketball fans aren't spending any money on Top Shot either. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Patriots are making the playoffs. Put it on the board. I will not put that on the board. I know I was listening to Bill Simmons a little bit this morning. He was saying that. He was like, dude, watch out. Pat's in the playoffs. I'm like, I don't know. They're 1-3. I don't know. Come on, last call. Anything else? Anybody got a hot take? Such an old bad take. I know. This was a good take for like a week. Right at the very beginning, there weren't a lot of people that knew dick about basketball in here. Well, no, you know what I should say? There weren't people making content that knew about basketball early on, in the early days of NBA bottom shot. All right, gang, we're going to call it there because I'm going to go turn the heat on. October 3rd. Damn it. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll be back tomorrow morning. See you in the Discord. Get in there. Promo code hold. Whatever. We out.
Well, the Top Shot streets are